look like an actual egg. Got it tied in a bun. It is still there, but oh my god, I actually do look like an egg. I have been updating my editing software because it had an update that was due, and I think it's froze and it's stuck, and I've tried to get it to like go a bit more, and it won't. So then I tried to like force quit it so that I could start it again. It won't do that either. I don't really know how to fix that problem, but I'm gonna leave it. I don't really have any choice to. And then we'll see what happens with it. Look at this. This is the start of the October video, and as I'm filming this clip, the September video hasn't been edited, and it hasn't been uploaded either. Hi, Twinny. It's literally just come to stand behind me. On social media now, I'm basically just existing in my own little bubble, and as of right now, that's how I like it. I mentioned in the September video that my plan now is to just do the monthly videos, so vlog style videos that are uploaded once a month, and that's it. New year, I would like to consider making the book videos again, but only the reading wrap-ups, just because that is one of the things that I've still enjoyed, even though my use of social media has changed. I've still enjoyed talking about books as and when I've had something to share. I didn't mention this in the September video, but I'm just going to mention it now, just something completely random. But the camera that I film on is the Canon G7X. That's the name of it. It's the original vlog camera that I bought to film and upload on YouTube years ago. When it first came out, it's still the original one. It's the original model, because I know they've made a few different variations since then. So it's the original model, and it is the original one that I had. I've never bought like a new one. I've never updated it. I've always stayed very true to it, and it's stayed very true to me. Hopefully I'm not jinxing anything now, but it's stayed very true to me. So I think I've had it for about 9 or 10 years, which is incredible, really. So yeah, I still use it. I think the only thing about it where I notice it, and I know people used to notice it when I was uploading often, is the noise, the shutter noise. But I've got a theory. I think the reason that I notice it and other people notice it so much is because now we're so used to higher standards of content. Like, people have the little microphones, they have professional setups. Hello? Do you want to say hello? I would just like to point out there's another one here. Old man now, aren't you? I thought I could just talk through the books that I am currently reading. I am not very far into either of them. Well, one of them I'm not very far into, and the other one I'm like almost halfway. So I'm hoping in October I can get back to reading a little bit. I am not usually someone who will read more than one book at once, but one of these is fiction and one of these is non, so that is why I ended up picking up 2 at once. The non-fiction book is The Bookshop Woman by Nanako Hanada, which was translated by Kat Anderson, and I picked this up really randomly in Waterstones, just on a random day. It really caught my eye, and one of the things that actually caught my eye about it is this sentence right here, which says, "This is a love story about books." I believe it's about a woman who joins like an app, and basically the people she speaks to, she recommends books to them. I'm not very far into it. I'm on page 10, like really early on in it, but that is the first book. And then the other book that I am currently reading is The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas by John Boyne, and I'm further into this one than the other one. I'm on page 67 with this one, so still not very far. Both of these books are about 200 and something pages each, so they're not big books. So page 67, almost halfway. I have seen the film, so I do know what's coming. And I know you should read the book, then watch the film. I watched the film years ago, like years and years ago, so I don't remember it all that clearly, but I do remember the end. It's not going to ruin the book for me. I am still intrigued to see how it plays out on the page in comparison to on the screen. But that is the other book that I am currently reading. I would really like to hit my reading goal this year. My reading goal is 20 books, and I think these are books 11 and 12 of the year. I actually didn't start reading properly again this year until about April time. My reading was very slow at the beginning of the year. I'm at my dad's and I've come to edit more of the September video because I haven't actually finished editing it yet. Something that I've actually thought about. I actually even just like the idea of having these videos for myself. I know I mentioned that a couple of times about potentially just editing them and putting them together and keeping them for myself. I actually yesterday watched back a couple of old vlogs and reading vlogs. I didn't watch them fully, like all the way through, but I just kind of flicked through them, and it was so nice to essentially have these memories to look back on. I thought it was just really fun. So I think I am still gonna try and upload them, but we'll see. Either way, I know that I am definitely gonna carry on filming them and editing them for myself to keep. I got some reading done yesterday and I'm actually quite pleased with myself because having so many hobbies, it's not doing the hobbies, it's finding the time for them. And this comes back to one of the things that I was just saying about watching the videos back. I watched back part of one of the Harry Potter reading vlogs, and one of the things that I picked up on and noticed was I was reading those books at the pace that I was because I was reading them at every opportunity that I got. My other hobbies kind of fit within my daily routine and I don't do them as often, but reading is something that I like to do as regularly as possible. A way of fitting that in with my other hobbies and the things that I'm doing day to day is to just try and take every opportunity that I can to read. And I'm currently on chapter 10, which is page 104, and the book itself has 20 chapters and 215 pages, so I'm about halfway now. I am about halfway through this book, which is really good going. It's not a long book, it's not a complicated book, it's not like, it flows really easily and I would say quite quickly. So it's quite easy to get through in that sense. Obviously the actual topic of the book is a little bit harder and darker, but the writing style of it is really quite easy to get through. So I actually think that I could have this finished in the next 24-48 hours. I don't remember if I said this, but I have actually seen the film, so I know where the book is going, but I think it's kind of really interesting to read it on the page and it gives a completely different experience. There was a part that I read yesterday, just kind of seeing the words on the page, it felt so different to watching it on a screen. I'll just quickly read you the part that I'm talking about. Those things are useless to you, insisted the teacher. A sound understanding of the social sciences is far more important in this day and age. Grandmother always let us perform in plays back in Berlin, Bruno pointed out. Your grandmother was not your teacher though, was she? Asked Hairlips. She was your grandmother, and here I am, your teacher, so you will study the things that I say are important, and not just the things you like yourself. But aren't books important? Asked Bruno. Books about things that matter in the world, of course, explained Hairlips, but not storybooks, not books about things that never happened. How much do you know of your history anyway, young man? It's so small and in some senses insignificant, but just seeing the words on the page about stories not being important when you're reading a book, seeing those words on the page is just such a strange experience. You might be able to hear the computer absolutely whirring away in the background. I'm editing more of this vlog and it currently stands at 55 minutes long. And that's not fully edited yet. I'm only halfway through September. My plan is to put everything in, like edit it all together, put everything in, and then cut it down. Because even keeping that for myself on my external hard drive, am I realistically gonna sit and watch like an hour of my own face? No, no. I can hear you. Where are you? Oh, there he is. I know that a lot of people, like in my own life, love Twinny's aura. So I feel like Twinny's aura just needs to feature in the videos as much as possible because he just has like such a calming aura. Not like a normal cat. I keep saying this. He's not like a normal cat. But to anyone who's never met him, I can't explain it to you because you'll never find another cat like Twinny. Like, I own more than one cat. You will never ever find another cat like Twinny. You just won't. This whole cats are independent, like to be on themselves, by themselves, don't like attention, like all of that. No, not Twinny. He loves attention. He loves company. He loves saying hello to people. Like, he's one of a kind, and I'm not just saying that because I own him. He is literally one of a kind. So I don't usually make TBR lists because I never stick to them. However, at the beginning of this year, I said to myself that I wanted to make more of an effort and an emphasis to read the books that I already owned. I have actually done a pretty good job of that this year. Of all of the books that I've read this year, which I haven't read like masses of books, but I've read a decent amount. Of all of the ones that I've read this year, I think like 80% of them have been books that I already owned, which is really good. And going back to what I was saying about not making TBR lists, I never usually stick to them, but I've been making them as a way of me consciously looking at my bookshelves every month and being like, these are the books that I want to read. I try to pick one book for each week in the month. So for example, if the month has 4 weeks, I'll pick 4 books. If it has 5 weeks, I'll pick 5 books. If I don't stick to them, it's completely fine. It doesn't matter. So for October, I actually have 5 books purely because 2 of them I'd already started reading and were already reads of mine. So obviously on the list this month there was The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas and The Bookshop Woman. Both of them books are downstairs, so I don't have them here. But then I also have 3 more books on the list, purely because 2 of them I thought would be really good to read at this time of the year, and the other one was an option because all of the other books are quite either serious or negative. So I thought I'll put one in there that's kind of a bit more lighthearted. The next book that I think I'm going to try and read after I've finished The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas is The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. I received this for my birthday from a family member. It's not a genre that I typically gravitate towards or pick up, but I really enjoyed The Family Upstairs. And this is the next one in the series. So I'm planning to read this next, because once I've read it, I'm going to give it to them so that they can read it. The next book on the TBR list is Murder at the Black Cat Cafe, which was, again, a birthday present from 2 of my friends. And this is also a Japanese translation, Japanese literature, which I gravitate towards quite a lot. So the final book that I put on the TBR list is like a palate cleanser, don't have to think about anything sort of read, is You and Me on Vacation. I read Beach Read this year and it was my first Emily Henry book that I've read. Not my favourite book in the world, but okay. So I am intrigued to read the rest of her books, and I do own all of the ones that are published to date. We're halfway through the month now. None of these have been read. Bookshop Woman has been started but not read, but I am almost finished with Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. my reading routine has picked back up and I would like to stick with it. So I also thought that these two, sort of in October, November, would be really good to read at this time of the year as like mood reads. I always say I'm not a mood reader, but I actually think I'm more of a mood reader than I thought. I don't remember what the last clip I filmed was. The reason I'm saying that is because I sat down to film this clip and I was like, is this where I was sat literally last time I spoke to the camera? And I don't remember. I also don't remember what I said the last time I spoke about this type of thing. I think I spoke about my TBR for the month, and I have actually finished the book that I was reading. I finished The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas a couple of days ago now as I'm filming this. And the reason that I wanted to talk to the camera right now is because obviously me finishing The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas means that I've obviously started a new book, but something has happened. I currently have 3 books on the go. I am in the process of reading all of these, so I thought I would just talk to you about them. So the first one is The Bookshop Woman, and I actually started this ages ago, but just haven't got round to actually reading more of it or completing it. And I'm only on page 10, which is right at the beginning of the book. So not very far into that one, and it's sort of like a non-fiction which was originally published in Japanese and has been translated into English. Then I started The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. I think I mentioned this in the vlog when I was talking about my TBR, that I am intrigued by this one because I read The Family Upstairs as a recommendation from a family member and really liked it. I have heard very mixed things about this though, so I am a bit. And I have started it. I'm on page 27. And then I'm also reading this, which is a little bit of a rogue one for me because I don't like hardback books, but I was very intrigued by this book. So decided I was just gonna have to forget about my hardback hate in order to read it now. And I've took the dust jacket off it whilst I read it because I find that I can hold it better, but it's When Gavin Met Stacey by Ruth Jones and James Corden, and I'm on page 121, and I think it's about 300 and something pages, so I'm like coming up to halfway already. Really quick and easy to read, and if you're a fan of Gavin and Stacey, it might be one for you. I'm just going where my mood takes me at the minute, and this has happened. So I think as well, because I've got some non-fiction and some fiction at the same time, I think that's making the reading more than one book at a time thing a little bit easier and a bit more bearable. Obviously I'm making the best progress with this one, but it all adds to the reading goal, so it doesn't really matter. But I just never anticipated reading this right now because I only got it a couple of days ago. This one is confusing me a little bit at the minute because I'm trying to remember the story of the first one and it's not coming to me that easily, but I'm keeping in mind that hopefully the further I get into the book, the more clear it will come back to me. And yeah, hopefully I can get back into picking this one up as well. Again, non-fiction style, so I can read it alongside other books, I think. And yeah, those are the reads that I'm currently making my way through, all at very different stages of progress. This looks so strange without the dust jacket on it, but I genuinely can't hold a hardback book with the dust jacket on. I just can't. So I've taken it off. I will obviously put it back on to store the book, but whilst I'm reading it, I just keep it like that. So I really should start caring about my appearance. I do care about my appearance. It's just not the most important thing to me. I know that I've been sat in a similar position for the last few clips of this video, but I've had to sit as close to the window as possible because it is so gloomy today. I actually finished reading this book. My working theory is that in the new year, so from January, I'll make vlogs and reading wrap-ups. But that won't be until the new year. So up until the new year, the sort of reading wrap-up element I'll put into the vlog videos. I rated it 4 stars, and my reasoning for that was because it was really easy to read, and if you're a fan of Gavin and Stacey, you're going to really enjoy this book. And I don't usually rate like autobiography, memoir type books, because how can I put a rating on someone's real life experience? But I did give this one a rating because with it being more so about the TV programme than them personally as people, I felt a bit better rating it. Also with things like memoirs and things, they're very subjective, they're very personal. It's going to depend on who you're interested in reading about, you know. So today I went with my nanan to Dunelm and B&M, but we were on a little bit of a time constraint because I knew this parcel would come in, and I had my dad waiting for it, but he was going to work this afternoon, so I had to be back before he went to work. I thought I'd just show in the video the couple of things that I picked up because I'm so pleased with both of them. Completely random, but I do have reasons for ordering both of them. It's going to be one of them things where people are either going to like it or they're not. You're either going to get it or you're not. But I ordered a hood for when the weather is cold, wet, windy, because I am a hat wearer. I wear hats in the summer, I wear hats in the winter. But sometimes, depending on how I've got my hair tied up, like I've got quite long hair these days, like sometimes, hello Twinny, hello. Like sometimes I'll have my hair like tied half up and half down, and putting a hat over that just does not work. So I thought I would try a hood, literally, just looks like that. And then you can tie it. Obviously I'd tie it properly, but you can tie it. So imagine my big chunky winter scarf, which is actually pink and green, which is why I went for the pink one, because they did have like a purpley blue one which I really liked, and I thought that that colour would look nice with my blonde hair, but my scarf is pink and green, so I went with the pink one. And then the next thing that I bought was a reading journal. Now I do actually keep reading journals, but they're just in notebooks. So I saw this one on Oliver Bonus, and I can't lie to you, the pictures were not very helpful. I think there was like one picture of what it looked like inside, and it just showed like where you, the page for like where you put the book in. So like when you finished a book, for example, it showed you the page where you put like the name of the book, the author, the dates that you read it. And whilst it is helpful to show that, I didn't actually know what else was in the book. So I was like, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna use it for the reading year that we're currently in, even though it's almost finished. I have seen a reading journal that I would like to have for next year, that I really like the look of, and I feel like the layout and the things that's in it really work for me and my reading. But I thought I'll just order this one that I've seen just to give it a go, really, see if a reading journal does work for me. It looks like this. It has like a little like bookmark thing. You can write up to 60 books. Now I'm not going to read 60 books, but you can keep track of up to 60 books, and then you get the page to keep track of each individual book, and it's a double page spread. And then, and this is one of the things where now that I'm looking at it, I wish I'd had this sooner, because you get a reading tracker in the back and you can colour in a square for each day that you read in the year, and you can colour code it for how many pages you read. If I knew someone who is as organised about their reading as I am, this would definitely be on the list for a potential like Christmas present stocking filler. You can get other ones, but this was the one that I saw on Oliver Bonus, and it's so cute as well, like that cover and everything. I keep looking at myself in the viewfinder because I woke up this morning and I said to my mum that I thought I'd got a case of blonde dysmorphia this morning, and I explained to her what it was, and she was like, stop being ridiculous, like your hair is not dark in the slightest. And I was like, okay, it feels like it. I just wanted to come and end this video because today is the 31st of October, it's Halloween, and it's the final day of October, so I just wanted to round off the video. You might be able to tell I'm not feeling very well. I'm feeling better today than I did yesterday. Yesterday I was completely wrote off. This morning I've been in the shower and I've dried my hair with the hairdryer. It's not fully dry, but it's mostly dry, in the hope that that's going to make me feel a little bit better. So I'm hoping in the next like 24 hours-ish I can get myself feeling even better, and then I can see to the September video. So fingers crossed, very early in November that September video will be uploaded and I can see sort of how I feel about it and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, as of right now, this second, it's not ready to go. That's going to be it for this October video, and that's it for spooky season. And now we're going into my favourite time, the festive season. I'm so excited. And yeah, hopefully I'm going to feel a lot better during the festive season.